New tonight, finding a new plan for transportation.
We intend to continue working closely with the governor and our partners in the House to have a productive session.
Senate President Martin Looney, Governor Lamont pulled the plug on trucks-only tolls. He has a short-term fix, but what about the long-term? Channel 3's chief Capitol reporter Susan Raff is now live at the Legislative Office building with what's next. Susan?
Dennis, it's really hard to say what's going to happen next. I mean, technically tolls could come back, but it's hard to say, especially with all the back and forth that we've been seeing. The bottom line really is that Connecticut needs a long-term transportation plan. Taking a pause on tolls, Governor Lamont, frustrated with legislative leaders who kept delaying a vote, says he has a legislature that doesn't want to make a choice.
They've asked for another week, another month, for, let's say, 6 months. So I said, finally, enough. We're going to go forward. We're going to put in place our plan to fix transportation.
Part of that plan is to borrow $200 million to replace the expected revenue from tolls. But other details still need to be worked out. Lawmakers were under pressure. They may not have expected such a strong show of force from the anti-toll movement. And they're all up for re-election this November. Lamont was counting on Democrats to come through. If the relationship between them is damaged, they're not saying so publicly.
We all have to accept some level of defeat in this business. We're not always going to get the bills that we want. We're not going to get all our ideal legislation.
Republicans were promising a 30-hour filibuster that could have jammed things up a bit, but ultimately.
This was a bad vote to begin with. The House Democrats, if they felt strongly, could have taken the bill and passed it out of the House. They didn't. That's the bottom line.
The Republican transportation plan relies heavily on spending much of the rainy day fund, which the governor and Democrats frown upon. Taxpayers, tired of all the drama, want results.
You believe that these funds could be allocated properly and that some solution could come. I don't think tolls are the solution to our debt.
It's pretty sad that after so many months and so many going back and forth, they still haven't come up.
Transportation is something that affects everyone and is important, and both sides all agree that Connecticut needs a long-term plan. The question is, can the governor and Democrats come together? Will they look more closely at the Republican plan? And again, this is a short session, and if they have something in place, they need to do it by May. We're live in Hartford. Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.